What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Clintonville Slasher. I am your host, Sir Frank Wilkes, and today, in honor of Star Wars Day in May here, I want to do something a little bit different, and I want to talk about a Star Wars film. Actually, it's the Obi-Wan Kenobi series that was streaming back a couple years ago. I just got a chance to watch it, and I was not disappointed. So this one is for my fellow nerds. A little rundown of the story, if you're not familiar with Star Wars, which you probably live under a rock. But the Obi-Wan Kenobi series starts off 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. Now, a little flashback of Revenge of the Sith. At the end of that, Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker turns into Darth Vader and takes over the galaxy with the Emperor. And Obi-Wan Kenobi takes Luke, and Luke and Leia get born. They're born and they're split up. Leia goes to Alderaan with her parents, and Luke goes back to Tatooine on his home planet with his Uncle Ben and his Aunt Beru, and on their farm. Now, Obi-Wan Kenobi actually sits and is taking over and training, or just basically watching over him. The show actually starts off with the fall of the Jedi Temple, and there's a bunch of younglings, and they're training, and there's a Jedi Master, and she's training them, and that's when the Revenge of the Sith was going on. So you saw it from a different angle from some of the younglings who actually get attacked. The very opening scene is very, very wonderful. I really, really enjoyed that. Now it goes off to the Grand Inquisitors going from planet to planet, trying to find, seeking out the Jedi Order. Any Jedi left. Now, these space pirates end up kidnapping a 10-year-old Leia and taking off with her. Their idea was that one of the third sisters from the Grand Inquisitors thought that if she could draw Obi-Wan Kenobi out, if she could steal or kidnap Leia Organa and get him to draw him out. Now, the Organas, they fly from Alderaan, they find, they go to Tatooine, and they try to convince Obi-Wan Kenobi to go after her. Obi-Wan's like, no way, my powers are weak. He's been hiding on the desert in Tatooine. He's, just kind of like in hiding and just in hibernation. His powers are weakened. He's trying to talk to Qui-Gon through Force Ghosts, and he really can't do it. He's just basically drained of everything. And so the Grand Inquisitors go to planet looking for Obi-Wan Kenobi, and they kidnap Leia, and the Organas, they convince Obi-Wan to go. So Obi-Wan goes and tracks her down. That's where I'm going to stop. Now, what I thought of this show is I thought that I appreciate really good writing, and I appreciate Star Wars and the massive battle of, all the films and all the comics. I didn't watch the Clone Wars. I haven't watched Ahsoka. I haven't watched The Mandalorian. I've watched the first season of The Mandalorian, but I haven't seen the second season. I've heard good things. I haven't watched the Book of Boba Fett. I know that those take places at different times. I have seen Rogue One. I have seen all the other films numerous times. Empire Strikes Back is the best. I'll say it there. But this Obi-Wan Kenobi series was amazing. Not only did you have the Grand Inquisitor, third sister, looking for Obi-Wan and drawing him out, but you had a reason for it, and it was a really good reason. And then you had two very, very, or actually it was like three, but very, 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 very fantastic choreographed fucking lightsaber battles. Now, my favorite two out of the entire series is definitely the third sister versus fucking what's his name? Darth Vader. That's it. That lightsaber battle is so fucking great, because think about it, Anakin Skywalker was the best lightsaber dueler in all of the galaxy and anything, and he's got such a giant head on his fucking shoulders that he has to be the best, that he has to, once he's hurt and he's back in the suit and shit, he has to use the Force. Basically, he's gonna rely on the Force to stop lightsaber battles, and he could see everything, and the fact that he was able to grab a ship out of this thin air and pull it down was fantastic. But that last lightsaber battle between Obi-Wan Kenobi and fucking Darth Vader was amazing. That lightsaber battle, doing in the dark, was so fucking good. And when at the very end of that lightsaber battle, when he chops fucking Vader's helmet open and he says, "Anakin, I'm sorry for all of it," and he looks at him and says, "I'm not your failure, Obi-Wan. You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did." That's the coldest fucking line ever. That is so good. And the fact that his voice changes from Vader, the deep Vader robot voice, to fucking back to Anakin. So good. And then at the very end of it, the Emperor's like, well, if you can't let this go, then maybe you are too weak to go, you're too weak. You're too weak to rule the galaxy. And he lets it go. And he's like, I only serve you, Master. And that had to eat at him forever. Because Anakin Skywalker could have beaten Obi-Wan. He could have killed him then and there. But he had to be cocky. He had to be a little bitch. And he had to he had to prove that he was better when he didn't have to. The story was fantastic. The ending was great. The fight scenes were amazing. I can't talk enough good things about this series. If you guys have never checked it out, I strongly suggest it. It's streaming on Disney+. Please do yourself a favor. I love Star Wars as much as I love horror. I don't really get into a lot of science fiction, but I mean, Star Wars is like, that's the top of the food chain for me. So, like, if you're in Star Wars, like, you've made it. As an actor, if you can get in, even if you can run across the street, if you can run across the screen as a stormtrooper, you're still in Star Wars. That's awesome. So check it out. It's streaming on Disney+. If you're new, hit that heart or like, comment, subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your mom. Stay horror. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time, you fucking nerds. Uh-oh.